if this session disconnect basically in between, so what you can do, you can just relog in it. So now what we are doing, basically we are doing the session for the longer period of time, correct? So that there were some complaints, basically not complaints, basically the suggestions. So our members who wanted to have the session for the longer period of time, so that's why we have just split the session into two parts, first part and the second part. So if it disconnects, you can just relog in it and join again. So let's begin today's session. So this session is designed by the Profelper.com. Profelper is an organization working for the corporate employees by providing them technical and professional training. So for us, Profelper has designed this program for the people who are keen to learn Excel and wanted to enhance their Excel skills. And Profelper has given me this opportunity to share my Excel experience with you guys. My name is Satish. I've been working with the corporates for the last 18 years. So in our today's session, so this session is basically our second day of advanced Excel training. If you remember, if you joined the last session, in our last session we covered relative, absolute, and mixed references, and with the help of these references, we worked on the sum function with different methods. Correct? And in our today's session, what we are going to cover? So in our today's session, we are going to cover cross references, and there are multiple methods of using a cross references. There are single cross references, multiple cross references, worksheets references, and workbook, and so on, right? And the next, after this cross references, we will also cover the logical functions like is blank is number, if and, or, and if error. And post that, we will cover the, just give me a second, not this. We will also cover the advanced lookup function, which has match and index and combined functions of index and match functions, correct? So let's begin the practical example. Let's see the practical example. So I just go to my Excel file. So this is our Excel file. Basically, in this file, we have order online sales data basically global sales data for the year from 2012 to 2015. In this data, what do we have? We have some order IDs, order date, and customer IDs, and customer names, and country and region. And for the calculation purposes, we have the sales quantity, discount, and profit, and shipping cost. If you remember, I explained this data to you, right? So if you know about the data type, which we covered in the, I think in our last two sessions, and not last, but the first one which we conducted. So that was a trial session. Basically, we covered the data types, right? So there are different data types available in Excel: the number data types, text data type, date data type, and the logical data types, and others. So there are some more data types, correct? So whenever you're working in Excel, whenever you're working in your data, basically you need to understand your data first. You need to have the information about your data, what your data is telling you, what more you can extract out from your data, right? Which is available with you. So from this order sales data, we are going to see the examples. So first, let's begin. So first, the first topic of the today is cross-cell referencing. So what is the cross-cell referencing? You need to understand that. If you remember, in last session we covered the absolute, relative, and mixed cell references. Correct. This is the similar kind. This is the similar kind of topic basically. So what is the referencing means? Referencing means whenever you are working in, whenever you are performing any calculation, you need to refer a particular cell. right? Suppose what I want to calculate. We have in this exam, in this particular data, we have year, we have sales quantity, profit and shipping cost, right? So what I want to calculate, I want to calculate the 20% of the our sales amount. So what I'll do, I'll put the equal to sign and go to the that referencing cell basically. So this is our referencing cell, which is B2, and put the multiplication sign and put 20%, because I want to know the 20% of our sales amount. So see, this is the 20% of sales amount. So you need to now in this example, you do not need to focus on the formula, just focus on the reference part, right? Cell reference. So in this particular cell reference, if you see, we have put this formula in cell number G2, right? We have just put in our formula in G2, and which is the reference basically which we have taken, the B2. This is the cell reference. So in G2, B2 becomes the cross cell reference, because B2 is not related with not in relation with the G2. So that's why it becomes the cross cell reference for G2. The B2 is the cross cell reference. Correct? I hope it is clear to guys. So B2 is the cross cell reference in this particular example. Correct? So this was the example of single cross cell reference. Correct? Now what is the multi cross cell reference? So in this example, you see we have taken only one cell reference. Now we calculate cross cell reference with the multiple range references. So what we need to calculate here, if you see, we need to calculate the total sales. Correct? So what we'll do, we'll put the equal to sign, now some formula, start the bracket, and now we select this particular range, the sales range. Basically close the bracket, hit the enter, we get our answer. Now again, you need to just focus on this, the range reference basically. In this particular sum function, we have taken this range from B2 to B5. So what does that mean? This becomes the cross cell reference, cross multi-cell reference. Because why multi? Because we have taken multiple cells example, multiple cell ranges reference, my bad. So B2, so what it is telling us, basically it has selected B2, B3, B4 and B5. So is, if you remember in last session, I told you that column means 2, right? 2. So B2 to B5. So we, in this particular function, we have multiple cell references. So as we have typed this formula in cell number B12, and for this B12 cell number, this B2 to B5 is the cross cell reference. Got it? So this is a cross cell reference, single and multi. Now I want to just show you one more thing here. If you see in this example, B2, what we got, if we have selected the cross, if we have taken a cross cell reference, only B2 is showing, B2 is visible, only the cell name is visible. Correct? Now we'll see the example of cross cell reference worksheet. So what does that mean basically? It means that whenever you are referring a range or cell reference from another worksheet, not from the current active worksheet, this is our active worksheet in which we are currently working, right? So when we take the data, when we take the reference from another worksheet, that will become the cross worksheet cell reference. Correct? Now in this particular example, we need to calculate the total sales. Now in this particular example, we will calculate the sales directly from our online order sales data. We'll go there, and as the column S has our sales amount, we will select the entire column, close the bracket, hit the enter, we get our answer. If you see, we have got our answer, but if you see, we have taken this range reference from different sheet. So this becomes a cross worksheet cell reference. And how will you recognize, how will you differentiate between a single range reference and a cross worksheet cell reference? If I just press the F2, you see, so this is the cell reference, basically the range reference, S column. And if you see, we have the worksheet name as well, the superstore orders. So this is the way to recognize. So this particular function, this particular range reference belongs to a different sheet, not from the current sheet, but from the different sheet. So it becomes the cross worksheet cell reference, right? Now we will see the example of cross workbook cell reference. Similarly, as we saw this, the cross worksheet cell reference, if you are referring if you are referring your range reference from different worksheet, which is there in a different workbook, right? Different file. So now see the example. I need to calculate the sales, some formula we have. Now we'll calculate the sales from different files. See, we have two files, global superstore 2016 data, and the second is the market wise sales data, right? We have clicked on it. So now from this data, we will need to calculate the total sales. I've just selected it, close the bracket, hit the enter, we get our answer. See, so in this case, if you see, we have taken the reference from another workbook and another worksheet. So if you see this function, I press the F2 button. Okay, so if you see, this is a cell reference, range reference basically, and this particular order sales is the worksheet name and your workbook name, the file name basically. The file name is also visible because we have taken this range reference from different workbook. So that's why it is showing us the file name as well. Got it? I hope it is clear to all. So one more thing I need to clear to you. So if you see this square bracket, so the file name will be given in the square brackets, and once the square wherever the square bracket ends, your sheet name starts, and post your sheet name ends, your range reference name starts, right? So this is the basically cross cell reference. Got it? I hope it is clear to all. Okay, now move on to the next topic. So now we have come to the logical functions. This is we can say this is also each and every function is important in Excel. But if the if function is the master, why? Because each conditional statement you put in Excel, you type, you enter in Excel. So that if is the foundation of that particular conditional statement. Not particular, but every conditional statement you type, you enter in Excel, if is the foundation of that particular, or not every conditional statement. Correct? So now we understand the if. Everyone knows about the if. Everyone knows the meaning of if. What is the meaning of if in a layman language? See, what do you call it? So if it is raining outside, so what will be your answer? If it is raining outside, what will be your answer? Either you will go out or not, right? If you ask someone, friend, it is raining outside, would you bother to go outside or not? So what will he or she will answer? He will answer in yes or no. So yes or no, the answer will be only one, between yes or no, either yes or no. You will get only one answer, either yes or no. Similarly in Excel, whenever you perform any conditional statement, you get your answer either in yes or no. But in Excel, we do not have any wordings yes or no, because Excel works with the make the computations and calculation based on the binary numbers. I think everyone has the information about the binary numbers, like the binary numbers like 0 and 1. In this way, computer performs their computations. So right. So similarly, whenever you perform any conditional statement in Excel, it gives you result either in true or false. So right. True or false. True means yes in layman language, and false means no. Right? True means yes and false means no. So we remove this yes no because this doesn't work in Excel. Yes no. So this is the only two words which works with the conditional statement, right? So now one more thing. So whenever Excel performs your conditional statement, conditional functions, so true is considered as the one, numeric one, and false is considered to be as a zero, right? In computer's language, basically. Got it? True means one. You need to just keep this in mind. If you want to note somewhere, you can just note it down. So true means one and false means zero. Got it? So this is how the conditional statements works. Now see the example of if function. So in this particular data set, we have the customer names and the sales which each customer made, right? Now we want to see, so what we want to do here, basically we want to give some additional discount to the customer who made the sales of more than rupees 15,000, correct? So whoever the my bad, so whoever the customer we have who made the sales of more than rupees 15,000, we will give them additional discounts in their next sales, right? So now we'll see, if you have a larger data set, if you have a big data set, right? So there will be chances that you won't be able to select the customers manually. So by selecting the each customer one by one and to know which customer is eligible for the additional discount or not. But in this example you can see 14,000 is less than 15,000. So what does that mean? It is not eligible, right? If we see this, any n is yes, it is eligible for the discount, and Brian is also eligible. Clay is not, because its sales is less than 15,000. So I'll just type the number here because we want to the discount who made the sales of more than 15,000, right? So see, this is the way to do it manually. But when you have a larger data set, it is impossible to do it manually, correct? Manual form. So how we'll do it? How will get a result with the help of if function? So what we'll do? So how to put the if function? Equal to sign, which is the basic symbol of the formula symbol of the Excel. Equal to sign and if keyword if, start your bracket. Now we'll see, we give it a range reference. So ignore it, just ignore. I will remove this. I'll just tell you in a different way, in easiest way. So what we wanted to know, we want to see which all customer has the sales of more than 15,000. So what you can do, just simple equal to sign, select the range reference, the cell reference basically, and now we want to see which all customers has the sales of more than 15,000. So you know about this, like equal to and greater than sign. I think everyone knows about the equal to and greater than sign, right? Everyone has important information, knowledge about the greater than and less than. Okay, so considering that everyone knows about the greater than and less than sign, so what we are doing here, basically we want to see which all customer made the sales of more than 15,000, correct? If you see, Excel has given us the answer, so false, because 14,000 is the less than 15,000, that's why it is showing us a false. So I just drag this formula down, so we get results for all the customers, right? False, because this is more than 15,000, so it is true, it is true, it is false, it is true, it's false, it is true. So these all customers are eligible for the additional discount. But this is our task is not done here. Actually there is a more to do. So now we'll see. So this is how you can get the result in true or false, as I told you earlier also. So we'll get, every time you are performing any conditional statement, you will get your result either in true or false. So what we have got, we have got true and false. So what we'll do now, we'll use a if function. With the help of if function, as we have already, this is a conditional statement. This is part of our logical test, you can say, or logical statement of the if function. So this is our logical statement. Now we put the comma. If this condition is true, what you want to do? So what we want to mention, we want to yes, right? Or we can just type eligible. Okay, now comma again. Okay, can you see these options below? the function? Are you able to see these options? Logical test, value, if value false, any one of our, okay, it is visible, right? Okay, so if this condition is true, what will be your result? So you can select your result, right? You can choose your result, whatever you want to show. So what I have chosen eligible. If the sales is not more than 15,000, less than 15,000, what we want to show? Not eligible. Eligible. Double quotes close the bracket, hit the enter. See, I just take this on to see. We get all this. So if function, basically, this was our conditional statement, correct? Logical statement. We can just say, also say logical or conditional statement, that is the same thing. So this is a logical statement, comma means and, or basically it is splitting this function. So from here, after this comma, the new statement starts. So what does it mean? If our condition is true, what we'll get? We'll get eligible. If our condition is not true, what we will get? We will get not eligible, right? So see, we have got our result. So Aaron is not eligible, and Clay is not eligible, and Fred is also not eligible for the additional discount. So these all customers are eligible for the discount. In this function, you just need to keep in your mind, your conditional statement should be correct, right? Your condition, whatever the logical statement you want to put. If you are having difficulty to write this formula, right, this might be difficult for you first time. If you're doing for the first time, it might be difficult for you to just write this formula. So what you can do, you can just put your conditional statement before, right? Like this we do, more than 15,000. So this becomes our conditional statement, right? Now we'll use the if function, start the bracket. Now this is a logical statement, put the comma. If your condition is true, what you will get? You want to eligible. If condition is not true, what you will want to show? Not eligible. Close the bracket, hit the enter. So this is how if function works. Got it? So now next is the or function. So we need to go into the presentation. Just show the, it will be easier to understand. Or function, how does the or function works? So similarly as the if function works, there is an or function, right? Or. So what is the meaning of or? Like whenever you are performing any function with the help of or function, so or means if your either of your condition is true, you will get the true answer, right? If you are performing your function with the two conditions, right, condition 1 and condition 2, if either of the condition is true, you will get true. If both the conditions are true, right, you can just consider this as a left side or and the right side of the formula. So if your both the sides are true, you will get true. If your both the sides are false, you will get, my bad, you will get false. I just typed it wrong. You will get false, right? So this is how or function works basically. So you need to just keep this in mind. If your both the condition are true, you will get true. Either of your condition is true, you will get true, right? Now see the example. So we come back to our file. See, we have this or function. Now in this particular example, we want to see, so we have sales and quantity and the customer name. So with the customers names, we have sales and quantity. Now we want to we want to find out the customer type. So we have two category of the customers, like primary customer and standard customer. So the primary customers are basically who made the sales of more than 10,000, right? Or we can just take it 12,000, the the threshold amount basically. And quantity we take 200 suppose. So, so whoever the customer made the sales of more than rupees 12,000 and quantity also was more than 200, those will be primary customer for us. Correct? So we'll type the formula or. So in the or, whenever you're performing the or function, just remember that yep, you need to type two conditions, more than two. It will not work with the one condition. It will work with the multiple either two condition or more than two conditions, right? The first condition is like logic first. What our first logical statement will be? So see, this is more than 12,000. If the sales is more than 12,000, put the comma. Second logical statement, the quantity is more than 200. Close the bracket, hit the enter, we get our answer. So what does it mean? If I take this down, formula down, we get all our answer. So right, what does it mean? The wherever the true comes, so it means these all customers are the primary customer for us. And the wherever the false comes, false is the result. So these are the standard customer for us, right? Friends, meeting is going to end. So you can just relog in it, right? If it ends, you can just relog in it. I'm just ending this meeting, right? Please relog in.